Trust me when I say that this is the only stuffing recipe you want on your Thanksgiving or holiday table. It's my vegetarian stuffing, but my family has been making it my entire life before we even had vegetarians in the family. It is so good. It's loaded with fresh herbs, which takes it over the top, but it's such a simple and basic recipe that anybody can make it. Let's get started. It's a really simple base. We've got celery here that's gonna get diced up. So I like to just slice it down the center, and then I'll thinly slice it here. And then similar with our yellow onion, we'll just dice it kind of the same size, cut off the ends, and then I'll peel it. So you just make some slices. Fresh herbs is what gives this stuffing all of the flavor. So we've got sage here, and I'm just gonna pull off the leaves. It smells so good already. And fresh thyme. Honestly, the herbs, you can just measure with your heart. You cannot have too many. Give them a chop here. So good. All right, we're ready to saute. First thing is to melt the butter. Now, this is what dreams are made of because there is quite a bit of butter that's going in our base. The butter's melted. So our onion and celery are gonna go in, along with a pinch of salt, of course, to start layering in that flavor. Now, all this butter is really going to soften and make these veggies extra delicious, but it's twofold because it's also going to add moisture to the base of the stuffing. This is gonna soften up while these cook down. Let's prep the bread. The bread. The key to a good stuffing is to use either stale bread, day-old bread, or bread that you have dried out. This loaf I've had sitting out overnight. You can also line a baking sheet like this and then stick it in an oven around 250 degrees and let it dry out too. Once it is, I like to keep things rustic and I hand tear my bread. You could also cut them into cubes, but it just gives it a really rustic feel that I love. Now, you might have heard me call this stuffing, and maybe you're one of those people that calls it dressing. It's a running joke in my family, whether it's dressing or stuffing. There was one year we were at somebody's house and we got a whole lecture about the difference between stuffing and dressing, and how stuffing, it can only be stuffing if it was stuffed inside the bird, and otherwise it's dressing if it's just baked. And so my family every year jokes about whether it's dressing or stuffing, and obviously this recipe is technically dressing, but I'm gonna call it stuffing because that's just what I call it. Okay, the bread is ready to, whoa, that was loud. The bread's ready to soak up all this goodness. Our onions and celery and butter are smelling so good. They're nice and soft. I'm gonna give them about 1 more minute before we assemble everything. I'm gonna add 1 more pinch of salt here, and then some freshly ground black pepper. And our herbs are gonna go in. Oh, it's just my favorite. Okay, we're gonna add this to the bread. Smells so good. All right, we're gonna stir this around. This will also help cool off the onion mixture. We'll want it to cool slightly so that when we add in the eggs, they don't cook. All that butter is soaked into the bread. Oh, it smells so good. And it does not have to be perfectly stirred because we're gonna keep stirring it with other stuff. Before we add the eggs, I recommend testing just a little piece to make sure salt levels are good and, you know, for fun. Fabulous. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to eat this already. Okay, so 2 eggs, whisk them together before you add them, and this will just help bind it all together. And then vegetable stock. So I usually add about 2 cups, but I'm not gonna start with the whole 2 cups. You wanna add just enough so that the mixture is wet, but not like sopping or mushing. So it really will depend on how dry your bread is, how much moisture it soaks up. So we'll give it a stir and add a little bit more. Definitely use your biggest bowl for this to make sure that you can really get it all mixed together. Okay, and I actually think I'm gonna stop there because all of the bread is looking moist. I don't want it to get too mushy because we want some crunchy bits in there. So I'm gonna prep the pan now. We got a 9x13, some softened butter. I'm just gonna rub across the pan here. Figure out how I wanna hold it. Okay, it's gonna just slide right on in. Spread it across. All the herbs off in there. I mean, you can't leave these little sage pieces. Cover it with foil for the first half of the baking time, and then we'll take it off so that the top can get nice and crunchy. It smells so good. I can't wait to dig in. The edges and the tops are nice and crispy and golden brown. It's pulling away from the sides a little bit. If the top doesn't get as golden brown as you'd like, turn on the broiler for a quick second. It'll be nice and ready. All right, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving stuffing without some gravy. So of course, I'm gonna pour on lots of my vegetarian gravy. I mean, honestly, this is all I need. I cannot wait to dig in. Oh my gosh. Cue the nostalgia. This is so good. Those herbs are so prominent. It's so savory and cozy and comforting. Honestly, it's better than anything you can make out of a box. Leave a comment and let me know if you call it dressing or stuffing. Be sure to subscribe for more vegetarian Thanksgiving recipes, and I will see you back here next week for another meatless meal that everyone will love. Until then, happy eating. It's so good. We're ready? Okay, like, maybe that's fine. Maybe it's like we're all together, but also like, feels weird sometimes. What do I want to say? I just want to eat it. That's all I want to do.